Hi everyone, my name is Jury Love. My website is jurylove.com, JURILOVE.com, or you can Google my name, Jury Love. So today I want to talk about how to start a nonprofit, not-for-profit 501c3, and also how to close the nonprofit because a lot of people are excited about starting a nonprofit, but not so many people talk about how to close the nonprofit. So I want to touch base of the two topics: how to start nonprofit, how to close nonprofit. So it's going to be a lot of information, but I hope if you're interested in starting one, this video will be very helpful and informative. So just to tell you my background, I'm from Japan and I came to Berklee College of Music in 1998. And when I graduated Berklee, I had my senior project, which was to help community have a music program, and that led to my nonprofit. So it was 2001 that I started teaching music to juvenile offenders. Actually, before that, we were teaching music to at-risk youth at the Boys and Girls Club, which actually the program is still going on 20 something years later. It's unbelievable that I started with 6 students, but now it's about 600 students taking the music lesson. And this picture right here is a recognition that I received from Boston Celtics, that I got a Heroes Among Us award for helping youth juvenile offenders teach music. And so just to go straight to the point, how to start a nonprofit. First of all, you need to have a name, and my organization was called Genuine Voices, and then I wanted to have the voices for the youth from the detention program that, like, genuine. It's like a really authentic voice that I wanted to help to discover their genuine voices through music. So that's why I wanted to have something like powerful. So I named Genuine Voices. And you have to have a mission statement. You have to have board of directors, at least 3, and then I'll talk about that later a little bit too. But mission statement is very important because the IRS will look at like the mission statement and then the article, and then what you are doing is really aligning to the mission statement. So for instance, if I say music and if I'm doing something else than music, and then I get in trouble, obviously. But make sure you use some words that's like broad, like say if you want to do music, dance, and arts, and then just broadly, like you can just say the word arts instead of like saying dance, so that you can include all these different areas and expertise. So be careful how you word on your mission statement. So my process was, I started with Volunteer Lawyers for the Arts. I had this wonderful attorney who helped me for free of charge, pro bono, to do the incorporation part. So I'm not sure any other state, but I am in Massachusetts. So in Massachusetts, you have to go to Secretary of State and you have to file the incorporation of the nonprofit. So you get tax ID. So to do that, I have this document actually from like long time ago. It was 2002. I got the tax ID October 31st, and then actually when you apply for the IRS status, which is the 501c3, before that you get incorporation status from the state, then the date that you got tax ID, the incorporation status from the state. However, if you apply the 501c3 and then you get the 501c3 later on from the IRS, that date will actually retrogress. So it's going to go back to the date that you got incorporated. So if people will give you a donation, and then it can be tax deducted from the date that you incorporated once you get the IRS status. So that's a good news. But for instance, this one is the article of organization. I just want to show you a little bit. So this is bullet point of A to H of the purpose of corporation, which is important. So you might want to talk through, brainstorm with whoever you're starting the nonprofit with. So I just want to read one sentence here, one bullet point, which was to teach music, musical composition, and computer-based music sequencing to youth in juvenile detention centers and other educational and institutional settings across the United States and worldwide. So this statement of across the United States and worldwide is very important, because if you want to bring your project to a different parts of the states or the world, then if you don't sing it in the article or confirmation, then you're gonna get in trouble if you're just gonna say Boston or something. So anyway, so these are the article. So now after I got this status, then I kind of got stuck of filing the 501c3, and I almost kind of gave up for getting 501c3, but without the 501c3 status, people will not give you a donation, especially when you're applying for the grant. I got so much rejection in the stage that when I didn't have the 501c3, because of that, I couldn't apply, or like, even if I applied, that I got rejected. So really not worth your time if you don't have the 501c3 to apply grants. By the way, the grants application completely different subject, but the statistics is like 1 in 10 that you get grants. So you write like maybe 10 application and you get one. But again, if you don't have the 501c3 status, do not bother it, because I really never got it. But again, if somebody, individuals, will give you donation, then you can give the tax ID that you get from the state, and then you can give you can tell them that you are in process of 501c3. So once you get the 501c3 letter from IRS, then you can tell them officially, but you can tell them that it's gonna retrogress, so it's not gonna be a worry. So anyways, the form is called 1023. So I'm just gonna show you. So this is almost like the other like notification form, like this just general application form. But it's kind of really long application form. But my accountant, Bo Wilson, who's an amazing accountant, and he actually helped us do all this tax work on tax filing every year for Genuine Voices for pro bono based, and I can't thank him enough. So this one is the 1023 application for recognition of exemption under section 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code. So that's the application right here. So this process is really, really, really hard. I would say, like, you really want to have somebody who knows like what's going on, especially the law is changing like constantly, and the rules is changing constantly. So really have somebody that you trust, or somebody, maybe attorney or accountant, or somebody who already filed 501c3. I would definitely seek for help. I wouldn't waste a time, because this is such an important document that you need to file, and it takes maybe 6 months to a year sometimes to get status back. And then if you're missing some documents, then they'll tell you that you need this documentation, or you need to reapply. So definitely have some expert, and then spend like I don't know how much ever the money you can do, like GoFundMe, or like ask donation. It's worth it if you really want to start a nonprofit. Definitely ask somebody who is an expert. So this is the actual 1023. So this is part of the application that has like a yes, no, basic information, all that stuff. So it's a lot of paperwork. But this one is more of the details of like what your organization will look like, and then IRS will look at you and like see, make sure everything's okay. So just to the first part is a narrative description of activities of operation information. So I'm just gonna read again a little bit. So the mission of Genuine Voices is to assist youth in juvenile detention centers and other educational and institutional settings in the United States and worldwide, develop their musical abilities and skills, to develop their communication skills, and enhance their ability to make positive life decisions by teaching them music, musical composition, and music sequencing, blah, blah, blah. So these are the narratives, and then it goes to a different section, 1023, and then it goes to a board of director, president. This is a president, treasurer, secretary, and directors, and then you need to have at least 3 directors, I believe. Then just to let you know about the board of directors, you definitely want to have some diversity, the gender diversity, definitely age diversities, and then also like social background or economical status background. So make sure you have a variety of different people who are supportive of your mission and really passionate, and then make sure you have a terms of condition, and then make sure you have terms like maybe 2 to 3 years and stagger them so you can have like fresh board of directors, and then have nice ideas, and then so you can have like different like terms of condition, which can be maybe like 2 terms, like if they're willing to, but definitely no more than 2 terms. I would say like maybe 2 to 3 years. And it has the board of directors section, and then it states about the compensation. So I just want to go over a little bit, and then the other part right here. This is application for recognition of exemption, attachment F. So this one, the Article 1 is the purpose, Article 2 is a definition, and then Article 3 procedures. So different details of your organization, what it would look like when you're starting the nonprofit. And Article 4 is it goes to records of proceeding, compensation, annual statement, and then periodic reviews, and the use of outside experts. Just to let you know, if your organization is under $100,000 budget, don't worry about the auditing. I never had to worry because my organization was never being above $100,000 budget. So just to let you know, if you do exceed $100,000, make sure that you get audited, so that you would have somebody, accountant, to make sure you are doing everything correct. And then another part of the 1023 right here is application, attachment G, compensation policy, and then attachment H. So it's like a lot of like paperwork, but I'm just like looking at this. And again, this is narrative of description. So there's like teaching, compensation CD. So every nonprofit obviously has different activities and different things that you want to accomplish, you want to do. So make sure you talk to whoever you are filing the 501c3 with, that your vision and what you want to do. Really details, like what kind of things that you want to sell. If you want to sell something, our case is maybe CDs, and then how are we going to sell the CDs, and then we're going to have a website and all that stuff. Concerts, we've had concerts, so the fundraiser, but anyways, and then the other part, it goes to different narratives and fundraising programs. So this is talking about like how we do the fundraiser. Obviously it evolves, and it makes it's like organic process as well. But when you apply for the 501c3, the 1023, they need to know what's gonna happen, what's going on in your organization. So before I end this video, I ran it 12 years, and then maybe I can make some other video about the nonprofit operation itself. But I just wanted to let you know about how to apply for 1023 to get the 501c3. But when you want to close the nonprofit, which painfully I have to do, like, I made a decision to close it, you have to have board of directors sign different documents from the state, and again, you have to fill out a lot of documents about why you need to close. Then you have to go to court, and then you have to have a legal notice on the newspaper. Any newspaper is okay, but do the cheapest one, whatever, this date that we're gonna have hearing at the court. So you basically have to go to the court twice. So the first time is to apply the disclosure of the nonprofit, and then the judge would ask you to do the legal notice. So I actually paid maybe $30 for maybe one sentence or something, that this date will be the public hearing for disclosure of the nonprofit of Genuine Voices. Then you bring that newspaper to the court, and then you do the final hearing. And then if somebody is opposed to disclosing the nonprofit, and then public hearing, somebody, the judge asked, is there anybody who's opposed in the public? So then in my case, there was nobody, so I was able to close. So there is a process, but if you are definitely thinking of starting a nonprofit, nobody will tell you how to close because you're so excited to start a nonprofit. But I just wanted to let you know how it works. It's not as painful, but there's definitely a legal process. So I hope this video was helpful, and If you want to start a nonprofit, good luck and help a lot of people.